let's take a few minutes and talk about understanding quality score. Now, first of all, what is quality score? Well, quality score simply is Google's measurement of quality and relevance. And you're going to hear that word relevance a lot. And they do this on a 1 to 10 scale based on several factors that determine your ad rank. And your ad rank is, where your ad ranks, with everyone else, right? Are you going to be above someone? Are you going to be position 2, 3, 4, et cetera, et cetera? So it's assigned at the keyword level. Now, there's going to be a couple of ways for us to see quality score, and we're going to go through that as we get into campaign setups. But essentially, it is assigned at the keyword level. Now, the reason why Google has a quality score is because it does benefit all three parties, the advertiser, the searcher, and Google themselves. And we're going to talk a little bit about how that benefits them. The advertiser benefits because Google's going to reward the highest quality advertisers with the highest quality score with higher positions and a lower cost. So if you have the highest quality score, you're going to be position 1, and you're going to be paying less than someone in position 2, 3, or 4. And we're going to go through this and talk about how those prices and rankings are determined in a minute. The searcher benefits because they're getting higher quality, more relevant results. It's plain and it's as simple as that, plain and simple. So if they're searching for used cars, they're going to get the higher top results are going to be higher quality and the most relevant to what they searched for. And that's what Google wants to achieve. And Google benefits because of the positive user experience. And the user will return and continue using the Google platform. Okay, so by keeping things really relevant to what they're searching for, and Google ranks these by quality, then they will get a happy user who will keep coming back over and over again like they have in the past and continue to do so today. Okay, so what factors decide quality score? Well, there's typically 3 really. Your landing page, your click-through rate, and your relevance. Now, if you look at the pie chart, you're going to see that click-through rate is the absolute biggest weight to determine your quality score. And the reason is because your click-through rate, if you think about it, is like a user vote. When somebody clicks on your ad, they're voting. I like this one. I'm voting for this one. So your click-through rate, and what your click-through rate is simply is your clicks and impressions, right? You divide your impressions by clicks, and that gives you a click-through rate. Okay. So if you have 100 people that see your ad and 10 click it, you've got a 10% click-through rate. Okay. So that's what determines your click-through rate. Relevance is simply if someone is searching for a specific keyword, you're also using it in the ad. So how does your keyword relate to the ad? How does it relate to your landing page that you're using? And how does it relate to what the searcher actually put in for the search query? So if the search query was used cars and your ad says used cars and they're coming to a landing page that talks about used cars, then Google's probably going to consider it fairly relevant. But it's not as simple as just how much text do you have on the page and how much do you have, in your ad and so on and so forth. But Google does not, fully disclose all the deciding factors. And as a matter of fact, your account history, your past account history, even your deleted history, will be looked at when it gauges your quality score. So as an example, let's say you have a bunch of, 1 to 3 ranked keywords that are horrible quality scores, and you delete them, you think it goes away. It doesn't. Now, over time, as your click-through rate improves and your quality score goes up, that history will be overridden in a sense. It'll time will heal all wounds, but you can't just delete those keywords and have all that history go goodbye. Google will still count that. Okay. Now, what factors into the relevance? First of all, your actual click-through rate is one of the obvious ones. Your historical click-through rate, like we talked about. If the searcher is searching for a keyword, how does that relate to your ad? In other words, if it's used cars as a search query, used cars as the keyword, is used cars in the ad, right? That's all that relevance will be factored as well. Your total account history, your historical click-through rate, like mentioned above, and all kinds of other things as well. Your landing page quality and relevance, just like your keyword to ad, it'll also carry through to the landing page. And there's also some quality factors we're going to discuss to improve, as well as the relevance that we talked about before. Also, ad extensions are actually factored in. Like Google will estimate how much of an impact an ad extension will have in your ad. Like if they figure if they'll estimate that and figure out that maybe the click-through rate will be higher because you're using specific extensions, they will factor that in and give you points for that. So that's an important piece to mention also. And also ad types are factored into it as well. So if you have a standard text ad versus an image ad or whatever on display, Google will figure out, hey, a text ad will get a lower click-through rate on display than an image ad and so on and so forth. And yes, quality score is a factor on display, maybe not as heavily, but it is part of display as well. And also the geographic location is a big part of this, and device. So people in the UK may have a lower click-through rate than the United States, so Google will factor all that in, as well as the device as well. Maybe tablet has a lower click-through rate than mobile, right? So they'll factor all that stuff in as well. But the important thing to remember is relevance is king. If you have relevance, if you're targeting a keyword, the user's searching, you're using that keyword in the ad, your page is highly relevant, and your click-through rate is really good, you're going to win. You're going to win the race. The important thing to remember is there's a blended weight between all three devices, desktop, tablet, and mobile, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not ignoring mobile at all. Even if your product is not mobile friendly, you still want to make sure that you're focusing on mobile, particularly mobile friendly pages, okay? Now, if you're targeting three separate devices, like you're targeting mobile, tablet, and desktop, you want to make sure that you understand that you need to make sure that all three click-through rates are taken care of. Now, how I battle that is I usually set up campaigns with like one campaign will be desktop, one will be mobile, one will be tablet, and then I can monitor each click-through rate and handle them separately. Okay, that's one way I usually do that. But anyway, we're going to talk about that in a little more depth as we get going through the course. So the key here is focus on increasing your click-through rate, period. That's going to give you the best jump and the best quality score. At least that's the low-hanging fruit to try to achieve a high quality score. And I mentioned this before, a click is like a user vote, right? So if somebody clicks on your ad, Google looks at that as a satisfied user already. They've clicked, okay? The more people that click, the higher your click-through rate, and obviously the advertiser with the highest ad rank wins, okay? So the higher click-through rate, you're gonna get higher ad rank. Now, how is ad rank calculated? That's the million-dollar question, right? Well, ad rank is simply the cost per click bid times your quality score, okay? So as an example, I've got a little chart here, okay? We got Lewis, Kathy, and John here, okay? Lewis is bidding $1, Kathy's bidding $1.75, and John's bidding $3, okay? Now Lewis has a 10 quality score. He's rocking it out on quality score, okay? So his click-through rate is really singing. He's completely relevant, doing really well. Kathy, on the other hand, is only a 4, which is a little below average, I would say, and John is really tanking, okay? Now, you would think that because John is bidding $3 that he would be above Lewis because Google's want to take that money, right? Well, that's not the case. Now, take a look, first of all, at the ad ranks here. Now, because bid times quality score equals ad rank, you can see that the quality score of Lewis is 10 times 1 is 10, so he's got an ad rank of 10. Now, because Kathy only has a 4 and she's bidding $1.75, she has an ad rank of 7, and John, his quality score is 2, and his bid is 3, so he's only got an ad rank of 6. Okay, so bidding more does not mean you have a higher ad rank. Okay, now what does that mean for position? There it is, okay? Lewis only bidding $1 because he's got a quality score of 10 is going to be the first ranked ad. Now the second piece to this is calculating the price. Now the price is calculated, you take the ad rank of the spot below, okay, you divide it by your quality score, and then add a penny. That's basically what you do. So as an example, we're going to take a look at it here in this chart again, okay? Again, ad rank one spot below divided by your quality score, and the price equals a penny. So if you take Lewis, okay, and you look at the ad rank one spot below, which is 7, you divide it by your own quality, Lewis's quality score of 10, so that means his price, and then add a penny would be 71 cents a click for the spot number 1, okay? And then if you take Kathy, you take 6 divided by 4, so she'd be paying $1.50 plus a penny, $1.51, okay? And she's in spot 2 paying more than double, okay, of what Lewis is paying. And of course, John would be really tanked out with the highest price of all 3, okay? So I'm showing you this because I want you to understand of just how important quality score is. Now, I don't need you to figure out, all this stuff on a daily basis as you're running your ads, because how do you know what the person below you's quality or ad rank is, right? You don't. But the point is by focusing on your own quality score, you can see how you can really drop your cost per click and take over a market. It's really that important. And what is a good quality score? So let's go through a chart here that talks about exactly what would be constituted as a good quality score or a bad quality score, okay? First of all, a quality score rating of 1 to 3 is absolutely horrible, okay? You don't want a quality score of 1 to 3. 4 to 6 is low to average. 5 would be average in my opinion, obviously, but 4 to 6 would be something you'd probably want to pay attention to, but not in a danger zone. 7 and 8 is a very good quality score, and 9 and 10 is excellent. If you're 9 or 10, you are doing really well, okay? And quality score is seriously important to succeeding, and that's what we talked about before. And I hope that this video has kind of opened your eyes a little bit on just how important quality score is to having you succeed and getting your CPAs where you want.